Good morning, students. Welcome to the next lecture of electronic measurements and instrumentation. In this class, we will discuss the concept of sampling oscilloscope. Right, for very high frequency applications. Right. So coming to the definition of that sampling oscilloscope. Sampling oscilloscope is an instrument that is used to generate waveform by collecting the various samples of electrical signals. So see here, sampling oscilloscope is an instrument that is used to generate waveforms by collecting various samples of an electrical signals, right? So this is very, very important. The sampling oscilloscopes displays various samples of the given. The sampling oscilloscope is very, very important. It generates a display by collecting various samples of the input signal. So it will take a continuous signal and it will samples the information. The sampled data it will going to display. It is basically an advancement of digital oscilloscope having additional features for special purposes. It basically an advancement of digital oscilloscope having additional features for special purpose. So presently we are seeing digital storage oscilloscopes, digitalized oscilloscopes. In that oscilloscopes, this is an advanced feature. Right. It utilizes the principles of stroboscopic light technique and is used in order to analyze the fast electrical signals. Generally, these type of CROs are used to analyze the behavior or characteristics of the fastest electrical signals. So that is a major purpose of these electrical signals. So high frequency means it has a high speed of electrical signals. If it has high frequency of information, those electrical signals we can display by using this sampling oscilloscope. This is the basic definition of sampling oscilloscope. Once again, see the definition. It is an instrument that is used to generate the waveform by collecting the various samples of an electrical signal. This is the sampling oscilloscope definition. Next coming to that, we will see the major important behaviors of oscilloscopes. An ordinary oscilloscope has a bandwidth of 10 megahertz. In our laboratory, we are seeing different types of oscilloscopes which will have less bandwidth. Here, generally our oscilloscopes are designed either with 10 megahertz or 20 megahertz. Most of our laboratory equipped electronic equipments are with a bandwidth of 10 megahertz. Next, the high frequency performance can be improved by means of sampling the input waveform and reconstructing its shape and sample. Its shape from the sample. Okay, most of the high frequency related electrical signals performance we are improving with the help of this sampling oscilloscopes information. So the input waveform we are reconstructing after sampling the input signal. Next, the shape of the waveform is reconstructed by joining the sample levels together. So see here, the waveform is reconstructed by joining the sampling levels together. So whatever the sampling informations we are obtaining from the input signal, that is we are collectively framing as a new waveform. The sampling frequency may be as low as 1/10 of the input signal frequency. So if the input signal frequency is 10 kilohertz, the sampling frequency nearly goes to as much as 1/10 of the input signal frequency. If the input signal frequency is 100 megahertz, the bandwidth of the CRO vertical amplifier can be as low as 10 megahertz. If it is the CRO is running with 10 megahertz also, we can display the waveform. as many as 100 samples are used to reconstruct the original waveform. So whatever the input waveform we are giving, that from that input waveform, after we are doing the sampling, we can with the help of 100 samples we can reconstruct that information. Next, so coming to, this is the block diagram. This is the block diagram of that sampling oscilloscope. So see the sampling oscilloscope block diagram. In this block diagram, we have the blocks of first one, input signal. Right? So we are taking the input signal. Right. First we are taking the input signal. This input signal we are giving to the sampling gate. The sampling gate is connected to the vertical amplifier. Then it is finally connecting to the vertical deflection plates. So see here, input signal, vertical amplifier, vertical deflection plates. Up to now we have seen all CROs, we have seen these three blocks. Input signal, vertical amplifier, vertical deflection plates. This one we know. This one we know, this one we know, and this one also we know. These three blocks are available. In between these three blocks, in between the input signal and vertical amplifier, we are placing a sampling gate. We are placing a sampling gate. This sampling gate is connected. The sampling gate is connected to this sampling gate is connected from the voltage comparator circuit. The voltage comparator circuit is producing sampling pulses. So the sampling gate is operated with the sampling pulses. So see the remaining circuitry. Here we have a trigger input and here we have the horizontal deflection plates output signals. Okay, here the sampling pulse is connected from the voltage comparator. This voltage comparator is connected to the ramp generator. This ramp generator is connected from the oscillator. This oscillator is triggered by some triggering input. So after you triggering this oscillator will give the oscillations to the ramp generator. This ramp generator generates different types of ramp signals. The ramp signals are connected to the voltage comparator. The voltage comparator is connected to the ramp generated informations and some attenuated signal informations. These two signals are compared with the voltage comparator and it will give the sampling outputs, and the same information is connected to the horizontal deflection system, that is a staircase generator, and it is finally connected to the horizontal amplifier. These are the major blocks. Let us see the operation of sampling oscilloscope. Right. The input waveform is applied to the sampling gate, that we know. The input waveform is sampled whenever a sampling pulse opens the sampling gate. So whenever the sampling pulse is coming, then the sampling will be done here. The sampling must be synchronized with the input signal frequency. The sampling must be synchronized with the input signal frequency. So here whatever the sampling pulses you are giving, this should match with the input signal's frequency. Next, the signal is delayed in the vertical amplifier, allowing the horizontal sweep to be initiated by the input signal, and at the same time here the input signals also delayed for processing the horizontal deflection system also, that is with the help of sweep generator also. Next, so at the end of the sampling oscilloscope, this is the waveform we can observe. Here this is the input signal and this is the sweep ramp voltages and this is the sampling pulses and these are the triggering pulses. So when you have given the triggering pulse, then the ramp voltages generate the voltages. Finally it will gives the sampling pulse. So see here, this is the triggering pulse, this is the sampling pulse, and this is the ramp voltage, and this is the output waveform. See here, the input signal is the input signal is exponentially charging here. And for example, this is if it is charging, it will be exponential waveform. You can see here, that is in the sinusoidal fashion. So the signal is charging here. Okay, at this place we have given the triggering pulse. When you have given the triggering pulse, the triggering pulse stops the ramp voltage. it stops increasing the ramp voltage. So it will suddenly fall down to the 0 level. And after this fall down, you can see the sampling information generated here. So the sampling pulse is generated here. Whenever the sampling pulse generated, it will take some portion of this value. After some time, again the triggering pulse has given here the input, and here we have taken the sampling pulse. The sampling pulse taken here one more input, here one more information, here one more information. So these are the different types of informations we have collected. These are the different types of informations we have collected with the help of that input, that sampling gate, from the sampling gate. So if you draw a staircase waveform, this is the staircase waveform behavior. This is the staircase waveform behavior. Like we will get this type of signal. So see here you can see the signal. Here we have, this is the final edge signal behavior. Okay, that we will see with a highlighter. So this is the final edge signal we have observed. Okay, whatever it may be. So this is the waveform. Let us see clearly with different colors of waveform. First, this is a triggering pulse information. This is sampling pulse information. This is the ramp voltage. This is the input waveform. So the triggering pulse. First, the triggering pulse we have given. Then the staircase waveform is fallen down. The ramp voltage is fallen down suddenly. Then after some time the sampling pulse will be generated. Whenever the sampling pulse will be generated, at that time the portion of the input signal here we have collected. So based on that we are reconstructing the signal. That we will see the theoretical discussion here. So I have placed the graph here. Let us see the discussion. At the beginning of each sampling cycle, the trigger pulse activates an oscillator and a linear ramp voltage is generated. So, for every time the sampling cycle is triggering a pulse, whenever the triggering pulse is generated, a linear ramp voltage is generated at that particular time. This ramp voltage is applied to a voltage comparator which compares the ramp voltages to a staircase generator. That is the major purpose of that ramp generator. When the two voltages are equal in amplitude, the staircase advances one step and the sampling pulse will be generated, which opens the sampling gate for a sample of input voltages. So whenever the sampling pulse is required, at that time we are giving the triggering pulse information. The triggering input, if you are given, it will checks the previous voltages levels of the signal and it will generate the new staircase. When the new staircase is generated, the sampling pulse will be generated at that particular time. Right. The resolution of the final image depends upon the size of the steps of the staircase wave generator. The final image, that is based on the staircase, the clarity of the stair waves generator, and it will finalize the steps, sizes of the steps also. The smaller the size of the steps, the larger the number of the samples and highlight the resolution of the image. If the step size is very small, then we need a large number of samples. So the smaller size of the steps has larger number of the samples and higher resolution of the image. The image has a very high amount of resolution. With the high amount of resolution, we can get a full detailed signal information. But it will take very huge amount of sizes. So that is about sampling oscilloscopes. Next, coming to the final one, the advantages of sampling oscilloscope. It is advantageous using a sampling oscilloscope. It can be measured high-speed electrical signals. This is a major purpose. The major purpose is high-speed electrical signals. High-speed electrical signals. By using the sampling techniques, the input signal can be instantly transformed into a signal in a low frequency domain. Further, circuitry produces a highly efficient display. For getting more cleared signals for high resolution images, this type of sampling process also we are taking in the oscilloscopes. It has the ability to react and store information in the rapid of bits. It can store the information of different types of high resolution image input signals. Otherwise, it will store the rapid bits of information and it will display the stored informations in the real-time process. This is about the sampling oscilloscope. Right. In the next video lecture, we will see the storage oscilloscopes. Thank you.